And thanks for coming. The question that often gets raised, particularly with those of you that have not studied finance before or haven't studied finance for a period of time, what I'm going to do is revisit some of the, terms and phrases that are generally used in finance, and some of the assessment material that's coming up. You will do some research on a fictitious business called Bounce Fitness, and Bounce Fitness is a health and fitness business that have 5 facilities around Australia, and part of what you'll research, you'll open up a particular fictitious website and do a bit of research on this business, and what you're going to see are some cash flow documents there, or cash flow performance. So I want to quickly just go over some of the things you will see when you open up these cash flows from the 5 different centres. Now, when we're talking about a budget, we're talking about a term that is forecasting what is likely to happen, but not necessarily what will happen. So you're going to see a couple of line items, one being the budget line item per month. The second one you'll see is the actual, and the actual is what actually happened, how much they sold, how many membership they sold, how much equipment, what the expenses were for that particular month. So you're going to see 2 streams of figure, one that's budgeted, in other words, was forecasted at some stage in the future, and you'll see what actually happens as well. So bear those 2 things in mind. So some of the typical phrases you'll see opening balance or opening cash levels. And you'll see starting at the month period of how much cash is in the account. Also, you'll see under that, you'll see items such as income or inflows of money, which will include things like membership. Now, in the health and fitness environment with a gym, gyms typically sell 3, 6, 12-month memberships, and so revenue or income will come via that way. They also sell what's called casual attendance, and that is, as it implies, people that just want to come at an ad hoc basis just to attend and pay for that attendance, to use the equipment, etc. at the gym. They also generate cash that way, and also through the sales of clothing, could be cats, t-shirts, drinking bottles or drinks, etc. So there's a couple of ways that they generate cash through their operating procedures. Also, we're going to be talking about expenses as well, and typically some of the things you'll see on the expense item. And just before we get onto the expenses, you'll see the opening cash balance, the monies generated from membership, the monies generated from casual attendance, the monies that are generated from equipment sales will be added up and totaled. And we'll go over that in the next part of this video. Then after that, we'll have your list of expenses. Now, the expenses, as it implies, is money going out of the business. And you'll see a whole list of expenses listed there on these particular cash flow documents from Bounce Fitness. And I'm not going to go through all of them, but typically they'll include advertising. They'll include payroll, in other words, paying the staff. They'll include marketing expenses, also include leasing and rental expenses, etc., etc. Now, they'll be all added up again per month, what was budgeted and what was actual, and they'll be added up and totaled, and they'll be totaled against the monies coming in, to which will give you either a profit or a loss. Now, you'll see on these documents that typically the profit will be in black. However, in Australia, with financial reporting, any number that is a negative number, you'll see that in brackets, and we'll go through that a little bit later in the next series of videos. So what we've covered off today is a few general terms in relation to what you're going to be seeing with Bounce Fitness cash flows. Where we talked about the opening balance, we talked about the different types of income from general operating procedures or operating cash flows, and we also talked about expenses, and they included leasing and payroll, etc., and profit and loss. So good luck with it, and I'll look forward to hearing what you have to say. Thanks.